Where we left off, we were playing North Melbourne. Jack Riewoldt had been suspended for 2 weeks. I appealed the charge and it was fine, so we got off with that one. I'm pretty sure anyway. Well, I hit appeal. I think I did it during the press conference, so you wouldn't have seen it happen. It's just some charging thing. And McIntosh was out for 1 week with a head injury, and we're probably going to just send him to the physio, I reckon. Leave the door open for someone at selection. So while McIntosh would have then left the side, then Riewoldt was suspended for 2 weeks. However, the new evidence by the biochemist, apparently, in the appeal was compelling, and the suspension has been dropped. The things were dropped. So, yeah, it was saying we got suspended, reported for 2 weeks for charging hooker. It was a push. Nothing happened. So, Jesus. But let's have a look. The mid-season board review. The board has sat, and its review has concluded that the team is underperforming. They wish to reinforce that it expects a top 4 finish heading into the finals, and that a top 4 finish is vital to premiership success. All right, look, the AFL team could do it. We could do it. Let's take a look where we sit at the end of the last round as well. We're just 1 game outside the top 4, if I don't mind saying that, by the way. We're just 1 game outside. We are sitting at 6 and 4, just slightly ahead of the ledger. We see the Dogs, the Saints, and the Bombers all ahead of us. So who's sort of played their role of late? I think Prestia and Dustin Martin has been exquisite form of late. If you haven't been tuning into the Twitch streams, you probably don't appreciate how good he's been from the YouTube side of things. But Dustin Martin has just been an extraordinary player. Get around the Tigers as they come out to play, and I'm surprisingly not experiencing any lag, which is a good thing. 2017, the year of the Tiger. That's what I've done for today's banner. Figured I'd chuck that in there. Nankervis and Goldstein in the middle. Martin, Cochin, Prestia for the Tigers. And it's straight away Prestia to Grimes. Out wide to Dustin Martin. Can he start in exquisite form? No, out to the left-hand side. 1 behind, but the Tigers are on the board. I'll tell you what, he just breakaway speed of Dustin Martin in this game is extraordinary. That is a horrendous turnover. And Jack Riewoldt should kick the first goal for the Tigers. He does. Sean Grigg just steps around a bloke, trying to get a handball towards Martin, but it's Griffiths is back there as well as Prestia. Gets a little handball over the top to Butler. Short kick, Riewoldt got him. A lovely stuff from the Tigers, and they've started in extraordinary form. There's no wind here under the dome. Straight through the guts, it's a goal. On a bit of a roll early. It's just a North Melbourne struggling. Although Higgins, you know, as casual as you like, goes the opposite foot torp. Goldstein out the back door. Gets it towards Cunnington. Eventually, Higgins gets taken high. And he will line up Higgins for his second barrel of the day. This one's going to be just offline and hit the behind post there as Asprey gets a finger through the stomach. Grimes. Now Hooley picks it up. Plus, this Richmond side has so much upside as well. Oh, if that goes in, that's a Jacobs goal. Okay. Just goes with a looping handball in the Cochin direction, who also goes, finds Corey Ellis, handball inboard towards Nankervis, sees the man himself, Dustin Martin in there, gets a handball to Griffiths, has Riewoldt all on his own inside the forward 50, doesn't hit him, Thompson got the spoil in there, Griffiths, Rioli can run in out the back to the open goal, and the Tigers will kick their third of the game. Love it. Sean Higgins, clearly the most influential player on the ground, had 11 disposals and a goal in the first quarter. North Melbourne arguably could be 2 or 3 goals in front at this stage. Tigers lucky to be in it right now. Anyway, out of the middle again. And it is North, goes straight in the Higgins direction for number 12. Could not get onto that. Grigg taps it towards Brandon Ellis, who gets a handball forward now. Prestia, another little tap on towards Griffiths and Conker. Down there. Now it's Ellis again towards Griffiths, who gets absolutely poleaxed in a tackle straight away. Long handball towards Riewoldt. Oh, the bloke took the bump instead of taking the tackle, and Riewoldt runs on and kicks the goal. And the Tigers lead it by 10 points. So Jack Riewoldt's kicked his third, starts the game exactly how they started in the opening term. And really, that's just a poor effort there. It might have been McDonald back there, decided to go the bump instead of the tackle. Gets a little tap on. Higgins for number 12 of his disposals to Cunnington. Back to Higgins, and he will get himself another free kick. And Higgins has had 13 disposals and 2 goals extraordinary. We can go a little on over the top, but Lloyd cuts it off. The Tigers trying to press their opportunities here at the moment. They got numbers at this stoppage. Dustin Martin just cut that one off. Ran to 50. Oh, left boot. He's overcooked it, but it's through anyway. Oh. Dustin Martin. Dustin Martin. Goldstein down once again towards Higgins, who's been running off the front of the square, not the back end of the square, and just pushing straight into the middle of the ground as soon as he can. Straight away, this is Grimes. Now Dustin Martin or Goldstein with a long, thumping, torpedo goal for North Melbourne. And they're right back in this one. Fancies his chances, but goes towards the pocket and finds Ben Jacobs. And this could put North Melbourne back in front with a 1 point lead, and again they've hit the post. It's like a magnet down there. They're just constantly hitting the post. Gee whiz. Oh, that's extraordinary. Trent Dumont kicks the goal. Rioli trying to run down Thompson here. Puts an extraordinary amount of pressure on. Ball goes in the middle towards Brown and then Curvis. Brown with the mark. Goes out wide and Vlostone cuts it off. Who's this? This is Butler. Goes with the tap down towards Prestia. The Tigers have under a minute remaining in this term to kick a nice goal. Oh, and they will get the opportunity here through Dion Prestia. Can either tie the scores or give the Tigers a lead. Smack bang on half time. Richmond hit the front and they lead it by 5 points at half time. Fantastic voice. She's got an incredible voice. Oh, straight out of there. Who's that? Dumont. And North hit the front again. Woo. A perfect start for North Melbourne as they went straight out of the middle. Anyway, Goldstein once again allowing North Melbourne this first use of the football here. They go forward once more out wide to go forward. Clark goes looking for Goldstein, cut off by Cotchin. Now the ball is going to be picked up by Corey Ellis, gets a little handball out to Prestia, who goes towards Dustin Martin. We know he's got the pace. He can run all the way here, Dustin Martin. On the left, straight through the middle. Tigers lead again. So I should say. Goldstein once again. Fantastic tap out there. Grimes to Higgins. Go after the tap down, and it's Swallow. And now he can extend this North lead. He fancies his chances here. Loads up from Fitty and kicks another one. North lead it by 7 points. So they've really just come on leaps and bounds since the opening 5 minutes of this match, North Melbourne, and they've established themselves a really good position. Here's Martin, gets a handball out of there. Probably could have gone a little further than that. Griggs got to pick this one up here. Doesn't really. It's Grimes. And Higgins puts the tackle on him. So we get another ball up. Rioli about to apply some heat and pressure at the moment. Hamilton and Curvis. Hamilton towards Griffiths. Tap Lambert. Griffiths is there as well as Rewald. North trying to tap the ball and keep it alive. Rioli goes off the deck. Picked up. Oh, and almost run through by Atley, but holding the footy from Jack Rewalt as they decided to not rush that ball through. And Rewalt has missed near side. Oh, pressure from Richmond at the moment is causing North Melbourne under a lot of heat. Lloyd got the spoil in there to conquer. Taps it out towards Rioli, who spins around one, around two. Hamilton Lambert can just run into the open goal or see Jack Rewalt and get it to him, who will snap the goal. After the kick wasn't 15, scores level. 8 minutes remaining in the third term. By a free kick. Oh boy. Dustin Martin almost took a nice mark there. Now they're going to pick it up. And he's going to say, I'm going to take the advantage here. Run to 50. Long shot from Dustin Martin. Oh, like a banana through a letterbox, according to Dennis Cometti. It is the Tigers by 6 points after back-to-back goals for the first time since their opening 2 goals today. All right, Prestia, handball to Butler, who just bursts away from play. Oh, and now it's Griffiths. Sees Rioli out in the forward 50. Can just run on and thump the ball through for another goal. The Tigers out to a 12-point lead as they just start to give themselves a little bit of a break. Goes inboard and finds Swallow. Maybe North have an opportunity now. He finds Big Benny Brown and the siren sounds. He's going to have to load up from about 85, 90 metres out. There's an open goal square if he gets it in that direction. Here's Asprey, who's just going to... Oh, no! It's out the back door. It's a goal. Oh, no. Thought I was just going to thump it away. Oh, boy. That is an extraordinary goal from Big Benny Brown on 3/4 time. Huge mishap. Huge mishap for the Tigers defence. And it's just a 1-goal lead at 3-quarter time. Last quarter underway. Remember, time on at 5 minutes will go up on the screen, so you will not know how long's left. Beautiful work. All right, let's go back in there. Big Toby. And Goldstein's going to try himself in this final term. Who loads up? Oh, Goldstein! And North Melbourne again. That is now the second or third time North Melbourne have just started a quarter with a bang. Remaining in the final term. Nankervis and Goldstein. Goldstein wins it down. Rewald turns his man inside out and wins a free for a high tackle. Oh, Jack, this is a tough kick from the distance. Can he get the journey? Jack slots it. Clutch Rewald, they call him. And the Tigers lead it by a goal with 11:41 remaining. And Prestia Grigg sees Martin has a little bit of gap here. Who's going to run? Have a bounce. Try and load up from 50. Get run down from behind. Conker to Rioli. Just on his own. But it's Jack. And Rewald can line up for number 5. Ooh, I reckon I might hit the post with this one. Oh, sneaks it in. Nankervis and Goldstein. Nankervis, oh, it was Goldstein. Oh, no, it was Nankervis who got it out. Prestia, right foot snap is a point. But it's still 13 points, the margin. Dangerous tipping ball. Picked up there by the Tigers. Cochin now. Oh, he's gone straight for the line. Cochin. And they've paid a free. This is Lindsay Thomas deep in the pocket. Goes with a left foot. Nah, not going to carry, but Hansen's got it. So North Melbourne with a little opportunity to score here. And it's gone through. So we are still deep into time on, but it is a 7-point lead to the Tigers. Brown gets it out of there. Higgins puts the tackle on and they'll get another ball up in the middle. Try to just kick it back to Asprey. Oh, he turned his man inside out, Dumont, and it's a point. So the Tigers can ill afford a North Melbourne score here, let alone a goal, as Asprey just thumps it out of defence, but it's going to be turned over. McDonald inside the forward 50. Higgins couldn't quite take it. Here's Cochin, picked up by Brown, absolutely tackled. Airball to Swallow and the siren sounds. The Tigers get home by a point at the goal. But North Melbourne as close as it gets. Oh my goodness gracious me. The siren sounds as the Swallow was running into an open goal. The beauty of time on. It's been a fun match indeed. If Dustin Martin is not in the votes, oh, he gets the one, just the measly vote. I'll tell you what gets you one vote, mate. Let's take a look here. He had 14 disposals. Don't think he actually touched the ball in the last term, and Higgins had another few touches there, and Swallow had the 21, but he had 14 touches. He had 16 tackles, and he kicked 3 goals, 1. I'm telling you what. Beautiful. Alright, fire away.
Joe from SEN, do you feel like if you keep playing like this, you'll get into the top 4 or even win the minor premiership?
Yeah, so we're going okay, I suppose, at the halfway point of the season. We're doing, a few things right that we really want to do right. And, as a club, I think that we're really pursuing, I think that there's a few things that we probably still need to work on. We're going okay in most areas. But I think the way that we're going at the moment, we're winning close games. It's just, we've had a couple of outliers for the season, which is really disappointing. In the West Coast and Fremantle game, but everything else, we've sort of been really in it, and I feel really happy that the position that we're in.
What changes will be made for the team next week?
So we have the bye, which means McIntosh should be back from injury. So whether or not he comes straight back into the side, or whether he has another couple of weeks, depending on how things are going. We've also then got a number of players that can easily, fill that void. Obviously, we still got Rance and Bolton, who are a few weeks away as well. So they'll probably come back, towards round 16, 17. But, I thought the side was pretty evenly balanced today. I mean, we'll probably go through the review and We've got some good talent playing in the lower league, so whether or not they come up, we'll look into that as well.
Tom from 3AW here. How did you rate the performance tonight? Going into the last quarter, did you think you could win?
Yeah, obviously, the game was extraordinarily even. We led by 4 points, 5 points, a goal, and then a final result was a goal. So there was very little scoreboard differential the whole day. It was always going to be a close contest. Contested ball numbers were really even and really something that we could work on, for the day. And I thought that our players really handled it well, and were able to, do everything that they needed to do to, get the job done in the end.
Jack kicked 6 today. Do you think, how many goals do you think he'll need to win the Coleman?
Oh, I think he's ahead at the moment. I'm not too sure on how things are going, but obviously our players, they're not really looking towards individual awards at this stage of the year. I mean, they're obviously nice, to see those guys getting recognition for the efforts that they're putting in. But at the moment, I think that, they're just really pleased with how, the side is going and how, they're playing their role in there. Obviously, Jack, he's a superstar player. We know he's going to be, constantly, consistently putting up effort after effort in that forward line. And I think he's doing an outstanding job. He's playing a different sort of role to what we normally want. He's sort of playing a little bit, deeper in the pockets and more up the ground. And we've sort of been playing Rioli as this really high pressure forward deep inside 50. So I feel like the roles that we've put into our side has put us in good stead to see how things go for the remainder of the year. And obviously it's good to see Jack getting that recognition for kicking all those goals.
What was the message in the last quarter to get them over the line?
Yeah, well, we always knew North Melbourne were going to come out strong, and they'd done that. The second term they kicked the first goal really quickly. The third term they kicked the first goal really quickly. The last quarter they kicked the first goal really quickly. So it was just whether or not we could maintain how we were going throughout that last term. And we got out to a little bit of a lead, and then they pushed back late. And even as we saw in those final few moments, they could have nearly stolen the game from us. Or stolen's not really the word to use here because it was such a close game, but they could have easily taken that game, and won it, because it was such a close game that really it was just whoever was in front when it needed most, is fine.